Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Sandy Par Club podcast. Again, my name is Tinker Golfman. I have my co-host Eloy and a special guest today. We have one of our founding members of Sandy Par Club, Mr. John Martinez, on the podcast.
Sir, welcome.
Yes. So it's been quite some time. We haven't seen Jay in quite some time, but he's here kind of co-hosting again with us, kind of talking about the latest golf information that we have from this latest PGA Tour stop. So again, my name is Brian, going by Tinker Golfman. Don't forget to check out our latest merchandise at sandyparkclub.com. We're repping the new Sandy Par Club 5-panel bucket, and the new Sandy Par Club polos available now on Sandy Par Club. Don't forget
the sale.
And we still have, the Vibes On collection is on sale as well on sandyparkclub.com.
Yes, sir. So again, welcome to the podcast. This is the Sandy Par Club. Is a SCGA golf club bringing all golfers together. We have monthly golf tournaments where you can win some cash prizes, giveaways, and join the Friendly Skins game. So come on down. Let's get some golfing on the weekends, either Saturdays or Sundays. Let's do this. Let's go.
Right. Jay, what's your experience been with? We've been doing the club now for roughly about 3-4 years, but.
We talk about it all the time.
I know.
But it's really been great to of course, have a guaranteed round, have a guaranteed tee time with friends.
Sure.
With the pandemic and the influx of all these new golfers.
Right.
It's been hard to even get a tee time sometimes.
Sure.
Definitely.
And so it's just crazy that sometimes we're able to all line up our schedules, all go out on the same day.
Right.
Meet each other up all at the same course.
Right.
And break bread together, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's really been something I've been waiting to do for a long time, so I'm glad we have that going.
Cool.
It's just great to get out there with some friends and just golf.
Right.
Maybe drink a little bit,
Right.
Play a little side game of skins.
Right.
Even just on a friendly game.
Right.
It's what to do.
Right. I mean, so we also have the Sandy Par Club / Western Gales head cover giveaway that's still going on. So if you guys haven't watched the first episode of the podcast via youtube.com/tinkergolfman, please check out the Western Gales head cover giveaway. That's still going on, so you still have a chance to win that.
One of one
head cover,
hand painted
with the Sandy Par Club logo.
Yes, sir.
So anybody out there that's watching the pod via YouTube, again, if you're listening on the audio version, go to the first episode so you can find out how to win in the description of that podcast giveaway. Also, please don't forget to sign up for the Sandy Par Club newsletter on sandyparkclub.com to stay updated on the latest news that we provide, the latest update on merchandise, tournament information, and just golf news in general. And with that, we have a short break. We wanted to shout out Rapsodo MLM, which is a mobile launch golf monitor. You can get $50 off by using my code TGM50. The link of that $50 discount will be available on the description of this YouTube video. So if you guys want pro level golf launch data in the palm of your hands, connected to your iPhone, your iPad, or Android device, and get data strengths and weaknesses of your golf game, please check out Rapsodo MLM Golf Launch Monitor. And yes, I think we'll go ahead and open up the podcast to this past
weekend's
PGA Tour stop, which was
the Shriners Children Open.
Right.
It was from October 7th to October 10th, and it was played at TPC Summerlin in Las Vegas, Nevada. Some course info: it was a par 71, 7,255 yards, and there wasn't a defending champion
because of COVID. Right.
So it was up in the air. Some course notes: hole 15 is a drivable par 4. 320 yards, but surrounded with 5 bunkers around the whole green.
Jesus Christ.
So
drivable.
It's drivable, but you got to be on point. I mean, for you on the green.
Yes.
With your 320-yard drive, that Mizzy driver.
If I tee it up.
Yeah.
If you tee it up, but you get in there.
Right.
You're going to roll out. You're going to roll out there.
And John's a big proponent of the latest, or the last rendition of the Mizuno, I forget the name.
Not the latest, so not the ST line.
Okay.
STZ line or STZ line.
Okay.
I'm currently gaming the ST200G.
and you're hitting it about 350 every time.
Nah.
Close to it.
Close to it. With rollout.
He's being bashful, not.
These are really nice comments being made about me.
But
you're playing the Mizzy driver with what golf ball?
The golf ball, I'm bouncing around a little bit, so I'm really taking a liking to the latest Bridgestone Tour B XS.
XS, yeah.
So the blue box, that one, and I'm still going back to like the greatest ball ever made, which is the Nike Resin Tour Platinum.
There you go.
As much as I
Resins
can.
are nice,
So
right?
all the Nike heads. I know somebody commented.
Running low.
I know.
Down to,
So
like-
somebody commented a couple episodes ago and said, please talk about Nike stuff. So John's a big proponent of the Nike stuff. I am too, but he still keeps up with some of the older stuff. I unfortunately don't have any RZN golf. I think Eloy still has a couple.
I think I have like maybe 1 or 2 sleeves left that I'm just like I got it tucked away in the back so I don't use them.
Right.
Hoping I don't have to use them.
I'm running low too. I got like 233 left.
There you go.
Just 233.
Just 200.
Just 233. I got just 2 sleeves.
Right. But yes, if you guys don't recall the iconic Nike golf ball logo from the Masters with Tiger Woods holding out the chip shot from, I forget what hole that is at the Masters. But regardless, that iconic swoosh logo
was perfect.
Was a perfect segue to talking about the Nike golf stuff.
All right.
Day one recap.
Day one recap. So there were 16 golfers that shot 65 or better. But the leader after day one was Sung-Jae Im at -10.
Wow, yeah. So
everybody was having a field day.
Yeah. I mean, at 7,200 yards, I mean that's a cakewalk for a PGA Tour style player, right? Not a cakewalk for us, amateur golfers. I mean, maybe a cakewalk for John.
Maybe for John.
Come on.
Yes. We're gonna be doing that a lot on the podcast and saying John just hitting bombs.
Yeah, if you guys haven't played a Sandy Park Club event yet with John in your group, I mean, we're going to eat this up for him, but you can see that ball just further than yours. So,
right. He's always hitting last off the tee box.
Right.
He's always,
for a goddamn reason.
Right. Everyone hits
edge.
sometimes twice before he even hits his first one.
Very true.
Those are all facts.
Right. So some notable key players that we had day one of the Shriners. We had current Masters champion Hideki Matsuyama in the field, shooting in the red. Victor Hovland also shot in the red with a 4 under. Sung-Jae Im, a hot name to remember for this week's tournament, shot a 63. And the best round shot, course record, I could be wrong, is 61 by Sung-Jae. We had Indian golfer Anirban Lahiri eagle on 16. And Mr. Sam Burns, last week's winner from Sanderson Farms, also in the red numbers, playing well up to the leaderboard. Jay, any of those names kind of stick out to you on the first day of TPC Summerlin Shriners?
It's hard not to look at the young dudes who are really out there doing it. Like Victor Hovland, like a lot of good things to expect from him.
Sure.
And he's had quite the start of his career. And again, Sung-Jae Im, and for a lot of good reasons, you know what I mean?
Right.
The guy is just a scoring machine.
Right. Hey, shout out to
they're both under 24, so
they're really young.
Yeah. I believe Sung-Jae Im is
really young.
23.
Right. So they're in that like tier with like the Colin Morikawas,
Correct.
People who really got their, they're going to be mainstays on the tour. So.
Yes, agreed. And shout out to the Korean golfers. I mean, Sung-Jae Im, Sung-Jae. These are the week to week names that you hear. Obviously, the field isn't as robust as other tournaments, but regardless, I mean, these guys are killing it. But yeah, day two recap.
Day two. So Sung-Jae ended up shooting a 73 to move to -8, 6 shots back from the lead. Brooks Kepka is at -7. Last week's runner-up, Sarith Thigala and Cameron Young, both missed the cut by 1 stroke. Right. They both had some great rounds last week.
Right.
This week it just wasn't in the cards for them.
Right.
So they both missed it by 1 stroke. Ricky Fowler, a name we don't speak about in a long time.
Trying to make his way back up.
Yeah, he shot a 66 on day 1, but missed the cut by 1 as well.
Sheesh.
Then Scotty Scheffler, he ended up dropping out from the tournament.
Interesting.
Didn't quite
No reason why.
But he ended up dropping out after day 2.
Got it. I'm gonna go with he got scared of John Martinez.
Probably
saw the drive.
Right.
We're hoping the best for you, Scotty.
Hey, there you go.
Whatever the reason be, hopefully it wasn't something ill-willed or anything. It was just, something just he didn't want to play golf.
Yeah, maybe an injury, so we
Possibly.
don't know.
But the leader after day one was Sung-Jae Im and Chad Remy at -14.
Right. Not too sure who Chad Remy is. Shout out to you for holding down a co-leader spot. Day 2. Some notable players we had again were Sam Burns. Played well through day 2, finished 13 under. Kepka played well, but a little bit off the pace, like Eloy just said. We just lost him making the cut. Sung-Jae Im again continuing to make a run through the leaderboard, and again with that co-lead with Chad Ramy. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. I don't know too much about you, Chad, but if you ever see this, hey man, get on our podcast.
Come on, I guess we could have a chat. We could have a chat.
Rami, okay.
Romney or
I don't
Romney?
know. Hey, the gentleman that is co-lead day 2 of Shriners. Yeah. And Matthew Wolff, a name that we didn't hear on the first day, but Matthew Wolff, Adam Hadwin, notable players still continue to stay close to the leaders on day 2. John, any key names there that stick out to you?
I gotta give it up to the young guys again. Matthew Wolff.
Right.
Team TaylorMade.
Yeah, Team TaylorMade. They have such a strong stable of dudes in there.
Sure.
Wolfie he's fun to watch.
Right.
That swing is just so fun to watch.
Yes,
right.
It's different. It's a different swing, but he works. It works for him, and he's not hitting it as far as you.
With a regular golf swing.
But all right, I'll be honest. I play a 49-inch shaft.
So there you go. See, so you're getting into the long drive.
Very flat swing.
Okay.
Very flat swing.
Still okay. So rolling into day 3, the wind ended up picking up on the course.
Sure.
So it ended up being very windy out in Vegas. I want to say maybe middle of the 3rd round it started to pick up. But we have a new leader on day 3 of Adam Schenk.
Never heard the name.
At -18. But we had 6 players all within 3 shots, including Sam Burns, 2 shots
back. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, notable players for day 3, Sung-Jae Im, still going with this young field of players.
Was that 3 rounds in the 60s?
I believe so.
I believe he shot 3 rounds in the 60s.
Right, yeah. So he was staying on fire. Sam Burns still played well, continued to have that lead halfway through the round. Aaron Wise, again, a notable player from last week's podcast, coming from the was it the Sanderson Open?
Sanderson Farms.
Sanderson Farms. So Aaron Wise. It was interesting to see. Aaron Wise this week was playing with a long putter. The one that, Adam Scott, Bernard Langer kind of style putter in the bag.
Two-hander putter.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see that.
So if I'm not cheating. I'm just kidding.
So that's still up for debate. I don't know how people, let us know in the comments what you guys' thoughts on the long putter that Adam Scott and Bernard Langer on the, I don't want to say senior tour, but the Champions Tour are using. But yeah, I did see Aaron Wise playing with that putter this week at Summerlin. So interesting.
Those work really good. The long putters work really good with the those rubber ball retriever ends that you could stick on the end of it.
Right.
A little longer reach. You can reach into the long grass, the long weeds. And
to get your ball back.
So we're saying long putters work as ball retrievers.
Very good.
Right.
Okay.
2 for 1.
2 for 1. Get them now. So long putters recommended by Sandy Park Club member John Martinez. Get them now. Yes, again, not too sure who the co-leader Adam Schenk is, but again, playing really well at 18 under and staying up top with the leader. So really great to see new names on the board. So interesting to see who he is. And
this is early in the season.
Right.
Whole bunch of new names
popping up, right?
That's with all the bigger names resting early,
right?
And just they're already set for FedEx points and everything, so
correct.
They don't really have to worry too much,
right?
So they don't play as much,
right?
So they're still resting from that Ryder Cup win,
and they're still still recovering from the Ryder Cup as well.
Still a great win.
That's still a great win for Team USA. Shout out to them. So. Early on, we'll see a bunch of names we don't know.
Right.
Once it gets towards the end of the season again, then all the bigger names will play more often.
Exactly.
But it's just great to see all these up-and-coming players,
correct,
these less-known players that we could bring light to them.
For sure, 100%.
And it only takes one season to be a big name.
Right.
Sure.
It only takes one great season, and then boom, all of a sudden, your team something.
Yep.
And then you're. Sponsored
Matthew
everywhere.
Wolff, who we briefly mentioned, was one that I think kind of stood out for me. And we only been seeing him on tour for the last maybe 1-2 years, if that. So shout out to Matthew Wolff. And we have a quick break from our great friends over at TaylorMadeGolf.com. So Standing Par Club trusts buying from TaylorMadeGolf.com. If you're listening to this podcast, head over to our video description link over at Tinker Golfman's youtube.com/TinkerGolfman, where you can shop the TaylorMade's latest golf product offerings and build loyalty points to get discounted or free TaylorMade products on future purchases.
And become Team TaylorMade.
Become Team TaylorMade.
Team TaylorMade
discount action, huh?
Yeah.
Works in the vault or no?
I don't. You know what? I don't know.
Did they bring back the Jason head cover?
I want to say they did.
Like
but
Halloween,
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Jason, it was the Jason mask head cover that they did.
I'm gonna need to look at that. I need to see that.
Yeah,
Sounds tight.
I don't know, but maybe. So maybe check out TaylorMadeGolf.com. But if you do, please use our link because it supports the channel. So if you guys want to support the channel, please use our link so that we can continue to make great content for you guys.
Right.
Day 4 recap.
So moving on to day 4. So our winner for the tournament for the Shriners Children's Open was Sung-Jae Im at 24 under.
Wire to wire?
No, Sung Kang was the leader.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
first one. Yeah.
True. Yeah, so
right,
he kind of, I believe he was in the second to last group. Im was in the second to last group, finished, and then he was just waiting
to see if.
But then the next closest person, I believe, was Wolff at minus 20.
Yeah,
but he still had 4 strokes or 4 holes, and then Wolff just never really capitalized on anything.
Sure.
So Matthew Wolff.
I think at the beginning of the fourth round, I had a feeling that maybe Sam Burns was gonna go like back to back.
Oh, he was.
Oh yeah.
He was on fire.
I mean, his name was on that leaderboard for quite some time.
It was moving up and down throughout the whole day on the 4th round. But he ended up. So Matthew Wolff finished second with minus 20. Adam Shinnick.
Yeah. Adam, we sorry we're butchering your name.
Sorry, butchering names.
But haven't seen your name a lot. Shank. Well, not a shank.
Not a shank. not a shank like my golf shot.
Adam Shank Redemption.
And then he finished tied for 3rd at minus 13.
Okay.
Last week's winner, Sam Burns, he ended up finishing tied for 8th at minus 17. Sheesh. So he kind of fell towards the end of the round. He started off hot. He started the round real hot. Started the whole tournament real hot.
Right.
It kind of just fizzled out towards the end.
Right.
He was hoping for a back-to-back win. That would have really helped him in the world rankings.
Right.
But again, I believe he's ranked 18. He ended up after the was it Sanderson Farms?
Yeah.
He ended up getting rank 18 in the world.
In the world, wow.
Right. So
Beautiful.
He's trying to move up.
Got it.
Back to the winner. He only missed 1 green in regulation and only putted 26 times in the 4th round.
Jesus.
I think he had 5 birdies in a row.
I believe it was I want to say he started the round, I think, with 4 birdies, and then I think he parred the next few. Birdied 1, parred again,
he
and then the
8,
second
9,
I was like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we're all birdies.
We're talking about Sung-Jae here.
Sung-Jae,
okay,
yeah,
got it.
That was such a dominant performance.
Yeah, he was on fire.
Right.
He was on fire. He had a one putt that was a 30-footer for a birdie on the opening hole.
Jesus.
On the opening hole and sunk
it. Yeah.
Sunk that.
There you go. Shout out to
like
Sung-Jae
watching him.
Im.
You see his swing. You see his tempo.
Right.
It's crazy. It looks so recreatable. Like almost like, not. I don't want to say anybody could do it.
Right.
But it's not. It looks like something like you could practice. Look at how simple it is.
Right. Right.
Tempo.
Right.
And it's not rushed. It's not barbaric.
Right.
It's a nice thing to watch.
There it is. So back to what you were saying, how he had 4 birdies in a row. He had on hole 12, he nearly spun his shot into the hole for an eagle.
That's what it was.
That was on the hole 12, and then ended up making 4 straight birdies and a 4-shot lead at that point. And then after hole 12, he was cruising.
Right.
He was cruising. once he finished his round, he was just patiently waiting
Right.
until the last, I believe, one or maybe in two groups after he finished. He had to wait for them to finish.
Got it.
For them to announce that
He was the winner. Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Some other key notable players for the final round of the Shriners was Rory Sabatini, a name that we haven't heard in quite some time. Had 5 birdies on his first 9 to shoot 29 on the front. So great front from Rory Sabatini. Again, going back to Sung-Jae Im, that the name that we've been kind of mentioning throughout this whole recap of day 1 through 3, now to 4, going back to back and forth with Matthew Wolff, but again shooting that 62 final day to run away with the win at TPC Summerlin. So congratulations to Sung-Jae Im, great performance. And again, if you guys are not familiar with TPC Summerlin, TPC Summerlin again is the home of Tiger Woods' first professional victory in '96, known as the Las Vegas Invitational, where he took home $297,000. So back then, it wasn't a lot of money. That's a lot of money today.
That was a lot of money back then,
right? But
and now they're taking home well over $1 million.
Oh, 100%
with the win,
right?
I believe I looked at the purse for TPC Summerlin's Shriners Open. I believe total was $7 million.
Right.
And I think first place took like 1.3, 1.2 if I'm not mistaken.
Hey man, shout out to Tiger for making these purses so big.
Right. He made them purses big, but Sung-Jae Im,
right,
he's got himself a pretty penny now.
Oh yeah, true that.
So that's.
Is it too soon to say like next KJ Choi? Is it too soon?
Ooh, that's an interesting.
Because that's a big shoes.
And
that's very big shoes to fill.
And I think he practices sometimes with KJ during different tournaments that they maybe.
But the
play.
way Sung Kang fired off with the 10 under in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, like we can't take him out of that.
No, not at all.
You can't take him out. It's a name to look out for.
Right.
Maybe the PGA Tour gets a little bit of a Korean invasion, like the LPGA Tour is definitely.
Oh no, definitely the LPGA Tour has a big Korean invasion going on.
Right.
But hey, those ladies are killing it though.
Absolutely.
They're killing on the course.
Right.
They're doing it.
Cool. So we're going to take a quick break to thank our friends over at Chippo Golf. Chippo Golf is a unique chipping game that you can bring to a party, at your house, barbecue, beach, or outing with your family or friends. You can now get 15% off Chippo Golf set by using my code TinkerGolfMan, and you can find the link in the description of this YouTube video. Yes, please.
Come check it out.
Check it out.
It's fun.
And,
it's a fun little wedge game you can play.
Correct. Yeah. So we had the great opportunity to use Chippo Golf at the Sandy Park Club barbecue, and do a promo for them a couple months ago. So check them out. Chippo Golf, 15% off. You need one in your life.
Right.
Weren't you saying that you're still accepting any and all challengers for Chippo Golf?
Hey, if somebody wants to challenge me in Chippo Golf, I'm all with it. If you're not familiar with Chippo Golf, but if you do know what cornhole is, it's the golf version of cornhole.
Correct.
So use a wedge, use some balls, make it in the hole.
Right.
But hey, me and John, we're accepting challengers if anybody wants it.
There you go.
Wants it. We'll set something up. We can bring it to the course. We can bring it to the park, beach. Bring it to your front yard.
Right.
Well, me and John will be there.
The stakes don't got to be too high. We can play for a couple of these.
There you go.
We can play for a couple, hard seltzers.
Seltzer Life.
That Seltzer Life,
Seltzer Life is I don't know why everybody's making a seltzer nowadays.
Right.
Every beer brand out there has
This one's not bad. Blood Orange Chili.
Blood Orange Chili.
Mm-hmm.
Not who made it?
I don't know.
Express.
No.
Sounds demonic.
Right.
Okay. Our next tournament, PGA Tour style.
So our next major tournament is the CJ Cup at Summit Club at Shadow Creek Golf Course in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's from October 14th through October 17th. And again, there's no defending champion. The course, par 72. 6,700 only.
Hey,
so that's
get us in the field.
Right.
Get us in
John's
the field.
driving every green.
67.
6,700.
677.
Yeah. So it's pretty short course for a PGA Tour.
Right. Yeah.
For a tour stop, it's pretty short. But,
right.
I mean, good luck to all the folks who are going to be playing out there. This is a back-to-back. Tournaments in
Vegas, right?
In Vegas,
yeah.
First at the TPC Summerlin, now at the Shadow Creek.
Right.
That's not the one we played.
We did not play Shadow Creek.
But you played Shadow Creek.
I have not played Shadow Creek. That one's we do Tiger does have a tournament there every year called Tiger Jam, private tournament. But it's where they did the match, the first one with Tiger and Phil, right? So, Shadow Creek, CJ Cup, Summit Club, coming October 14th, 17th. We'll have the recap for you guys next week on that.
Speaking of the match.
Yeah, speaking of the match.
Going into this.
Yeah, we're going into this. This is the fifth rendition of the match.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So we now have the Brooks
Kepko versus
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah. We got the Brooks match.
Yeah.
Right, so.
And you guys have seen the videos, and we'll have a little recap video of, the whole Brooks kind of brushing Bryson off during an interview video
and everything. So
and we've heard, everybody's obviously, if you keep up with the golf community, I've heard all the the rumors where they Bryson and Brooks hate each other situation.
We should cut to a parody of that.
Be able to see the little
really grinds my gears.
Yes, exactly. So the match is coming up. This is the fifth rendition. The first rendition was Phil versus Tiger. Then we had Tiger Woods partner up with Peyton and Manning versus Phil Mickelson, Tom Brady. Third rendition was Phil Mickelson, Charles Barkley versus Stephen Curry and Peyton Manning. And the last one we just recently saw was Mickelson, Brady versus Bryson, Aaron Rodgers. So now this is the fifth one with the tournament happening at the Wynn Golf Club. Yeah,
at the Wynn Golf Club. 12 holes.
12 holes, yeah, which is interesting.
Only play 12 holes.
Right.
From my understanding, from what I was seeing, I mean, don't quote me, I may be wrong. It's just the internet speaking.
Yeah.
12 holes because it's in Vegas, one.
Right.
And two, Vegas is known for their boxing matches.
Right.
Boxing matches, only 12 rounds. This being a 1 versus 1.
Right.
They wanted it to be like the match.
Right.
12 rounds straight.
12 rounds straight. Okay. And then, so that's why they decided, only 12 holes. Instead of the the traditional 18 that they play. It will be Thanksgiving weekend, November 26th, again, like Brian said, at the Wynn Golf Club in Las Vegas. So are you Team Kepka? Are you Team DeChambeau? Let us know. Yeah. Who you guys got down in the comments below. Let us know, and we'll do a little tally of
I heard Brooks isn't going to use any fairway woods or drivers just because.
I did not hear that.
He doesn't want to be anywhere near Bryson in the fairway.
Maybe,
yeah, man. Probably.
But Jay, who do you got coming up for this match?
I definitely got Bryson DeChambeau.
You got DeChambeau?
I got the scientist, man.
You got the scientist.
Never forget when Brooks gave me the slip.
How about you, B? Who you got?
Man, I'm going to go with Team Kepka here.
Ooh, okay.
I know he has a little bit more of the finesse game, not trying to power the fucking driver across the dang, golf course. So I'm going to, and it's not, you don't need, like 6,700 yards, you're not going to need, you know what I mean? You're not going to need driver on most of these holes for these guys. So I'm going to go Team Kepka.
Team Kepka, okay.
Just because of the finesse of the game. And I think the long game here might hurt Bryson a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say the opposite. I'm going to go Team DeChambeau.
Right? You're tripping.
And I'm going for big power.
Hey, all to be seen. All to be seen.
I mean, we'll see it.
Big putter.
Yeah. Big putter, big power.
See it November 26th.
Right.
But till then, we'll keep you up in the news with it.
Right.
We'll mention it throughout every podcast.
Right.
So keep on the lookout.
Right. Well, guys, that concludes our episode of this podcast. Again, the remainder of this podcast, we're going to interview our great friend, Roman Gonzales, PGA Professional. So that will be coming up on the next segment of this podcast. So check that. Friend Roman Gonzales, PGA Professional, 7 years as a PGA Professional, spent 15 years with the TGR Foundation, currently now working at Old Ranch Country Club as a PGA Professional, working on player development, player coaching, and growing the game of golf.
Busy man.
Busy man, right?
A lot of hats over there, huh?
Exactly. So anything you want to, in your title, RG, kind of what you expand and what you do in a bigger sense.
Well, thanks for the nice introduction here. And actually, I was, Brian, you invited me. I thought we were just going to watch Monday Night Football. Now we're just hanging out and having a nice conversation.
Right.
And my boys are playing, and I hope my boys come out with a victory tonight. But again, thanks for having
And when you
me
said
on.
victory, you're talking about the
playoff baseball. So
playoff baseball,
Yeah.
and he's referring to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Yes.
You're a Dodgers
There
fan.
we go.
Okay.
Obviously. All right. So, you talked a little bit about, being a pro for a while and working with the TGR Foundation. One of the things that I'm very lucky to do and privileged enough to do is teach people this awesome game, this game that
Right.
you guys all both enjoy, that everybody out that's listening enjoys, and it's just fun. And
Most
if you
definitely,
keep it
most
fun, keep fun the root of why you play. I can really see this in working with people. Whether the perspective if the objective is fun, then usually we have a good time, and we usually progress, and we usually meet goals and stuff like that. But again, I think my main focus is an active member of the Southern California PGA. Is definitely growing the game and trying to give everybody the best opportunity they can to be successful.
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
there it is. Hey, need a lot more people like that.
Exactly.
For sure.
So I guess to start us off here, RG, what would you say it takes if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, RG, I want to become a PGA professional myself"? What are some of the steps or key things that you would need to become a PGA professional?
Like the process. What's the process of becoming?
I've had that question,
And it may have changed over the years, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I think I've had that question asked to me a couple of dozen times, and I think I can immediately tell when I'm asked that question by the individual if they have what it takes. It's that personality, that personable ability to connect with people right when you meet them, and if you can kind of have a genuine moment in the first 2 minutes that you meet them.
okay,
I kind of see that as an asset, because you got to be really able to communicate with people. You got to be, at their level. And then again, I think what I opened with is you got to find that fun factor involved. If you're not fun, I think
Right.
it's kind of hard
Gotta have fun.
for people to connect with you. But if somebody were going to join the process, again, I would say you need a lot of time, because golf, you're going to be definitely working a lot more hours than normal occupations. And I want you to understand too, if you think you're going to get in this profession to play more golf, it's probably the other way around.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, definitely. You come into a lot of guys and girls, and everyone who tries to come into the program, they think they're going to start playing every day, and
Right.
and it depends on the environment and the culture and the position you have. That's
Sure.
kind of going to dictate whether you get to play a lot or not. But
right.
Okay.
yeah.
So what would be the initial step? Say somebody's really interested, you have a
Sure.
keen eye for them, and you're
Yeah.
like, you may have the potential to become a PGA pro. What would be the first step you would say to get somebody to? Do they need to go online and sign up?
Yeah,
reach out
exactly.
to
The first-
somebody like you, or
The first step would be to go out to probably PGAofamerica.com
okay,
and sign up to join the program.
Okay.
And through that process, you would definitely meet a PGA pro along the way, and
Right.
they would serve as a mentor for you and check off some of the items. I know the program has changed to a 2.0 version right now, but everything is online. We used to have to fly to Florida for these
Oh, wow.
monthly checkpoints. But that was in the 1.0 version. So now it's 2.0. I think a lot of it's online. They don't have to go to Florida anymore. I think there's a couple of checkpoints in Texas. Okay, but basically this next process step would go register yourself, and then they would take you through stage 1 or phase 1 of the introduction process. You get books, and then I think that even involved the player's ability test too.
okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, speak on that, because I think a lot of people, they don't know. I think our viewers don't know. They're like, I want to become a PGA professional. So there's a testing portion.
There's a playing portion that's part of the process
Sure.
to become a Class A professional. It's 36 holes. they give you a target score that you'd have to play to.
Okay.
And,
Oh, wow.
and you get a number of times to do it.
Right.
A lot of people think that you'll get one time to play. I know pros that have taken one time and passed the first try, and I know pros that have taken it 6 times.
Wow.
And again, it's a journey, it's a process, and it's part of the recognition and the stamp of approval the PGA likes to have, to know that, you know, that if you put PGA at the end of your name, you have shot a target score at one point and know how to play this game right.
So what was your target score when you first got into this?
I think it still pretty much stays around the same. The target score is usually around 155 for 2 rounds.
Two rounds.
And
Two
I think
rounds.
it's dependent on the field.
Oh, wow.
So,
Also, there's a whole field that's playing. It's not just you out there. And
yeah, there's probably about, I'd probably say it was over 100 players, and I did this
wow.
in Palm Springs at Monterey Country Club.
Is it always at that location, or do they vary those?
It varies, but I know
okay.
they still host it at Monterey. I know there's one actually today at Rio Hondo.
Oh, wow,
at
okay.
Downey, and a few of my friends
Very local.
are in that PAT. Very nerve-wracking the last couple of weeks for them. But he was telling me his target score could have been around 160.
Right.
But I kept on telling him to have the mindset to try to just shoot around 155 if
Sure,
the best
sure.
he could.
Of course.
Right,
That's the goal.
Yeah, my target score is I think around 155, and that was my mindset. And I actually was fortunate enough to play with a good player. Whereas the last 5 holes, we were kind of like knew we were on the edge, and we kind of motivated and pushed each other to like try to birdie out. And I think he birdied 3 of the last 5, and I birdied 4 out of the last 5.
Oh, nice,
and,
nice.
And finished with a subpar round in my second round. So I think I actually finished 3rd.
Oh, there it is.
Right,
congrats on that.
Congratulations. That's a hard feat out of a field of 100, right? So,
And it's pretty nerve-wracking, and I think I owe a lot to the positive reps I had going into that. I mean, the positive support. You know, it's actually like you actually have to build a team. You know,
Right,
kinda
right.
like
Of course.
the pro players out on tour right now, they have a team of people you practice with, fitness, the swing coach, you know, who's your head doctor that you talk to when you need a lift up. But yeah, I think on that note, the PAT, I went down a day early. I got used to the putting green because I knew it was different type of putting grass to Poana, what I was used to playing on. So I went out and prepared and went
Right,
early
right.
and tried to create a positive mindset for sure.
And
Right.
came out good. Right?
Yeah, I'm pretty
So is
pleased.
there like a set number, like you said, okay, the field was 100. Is there a set number that's only allowed to pass, or is it just like you make the cut or you don't?
Yeah, I think it was something like there was 100 players, and then there's like they're gonna let the top 60 and whatever that score was your cut.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it was relative to that. I think it again. I haven't heard until my buddy told me that it was around 160. I think it usually floats around the mid 150s to pass, but again, it depends on the field, and typically the field's probably pretty strong. So
right.
Okay.
And then you just mentioned that you have to take it's called the PAT test.
yeah.
Do you have to retake that test over an X amount of years?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately you don't. You just have to pass
So it's that-
The one time.
That one in and win, you're in.
PAT stands for Players Ability Test.
Sure.
And they make you take it once. I mean, I can't tell you about. There's probably, a dozen or so friends I know that got out of the program because they couldn't pass that PAT. portion.
Oh, wow.
So I think they let you take it as many times as you want. I'm sorry, SCPGA fans who are watching. I don't know the exact rules on this, but I think they let you take it as many times as you want. But to some degree, people get discouraged.
Sure,
right?
sure.
You
Of
know,
course,
if
of
they
course.
don't get to pass it, on X amount of tries, but. Again, with the proper team and the proper coaching,
Right.
I think anything's possible. For
Sure.
Okay, sure, that works. So, taking it back, how old were you when you started golfing?
Nice. Now golfing, probably high school. Actually, golfing, and I refer to that as playing a golf hole. Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I probably hit golf balls. Probably as a 10, 11-year-old, 13 hit golf balls, but play a golf course and make a score. when I found out golf had that component to it, that's when I was finally hooked. And it was a little bit after high school. I'd probably say junior, senior year. Started, the friends. We found a 9-hole pitch and putt that we would want to go and play, and then it took off from there. We were hooked on the game. Trying to find new courses. We were about driving cars around that time, right? So it's easy to hop in the cars with the boys.
Sure.
And go play, venture out and go play some nice courses. So
sure.
Yeah.
And RG, to touch back on your experience with your time at the TGR Foundation and now at Old Ranch Country Club in Seal Beach, what would you say has been kind of the changes or anything that's different from what you had at the TGR Foundation working with the kids and staff there versus with what you're working with now at Old Ranch Country Club as a PGA professional?
As far as my work and day to day and things I do, it's actually quite similar. I mean, I'm still growing the game. I'm still enriching people's lives with the game of golf. I mean,
which is great.
I think now it's kind of unique in the sense that I'm dealing with a membership that actually loves golf, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody at Old Ranch Country Club is a member because they love the game and they want to play and they want to get better. Whereas my work before was growing the game and putting golf clubs in people's hands that never have played the game, whether or not they wanted to pursue it or not, trying to give them at least a chance or an access or a pathway.
Mm-hmm.
I think in a sense, like, we're still doing that because there's new members that join and they're not sure about golf and they haven't played it, but they're still social members and the social aspect. Try to grow that. But as far as the nuts and bolts of growing the game of golf, it's all about changing ball flight. Teaching people how to compress that golf ball to make it go farther, to make it feel more effortless, and helping people reach their goals of breaking 100 or breaking 90 or breaking 80. That's kind of been a little bit more fun now because I have that to go work on with students as opposed to just teaching them the basics.
Right.
It's been pretty neat, yeah.
Right.
That's pretty dope.
How would you say, or if there is one, do you currently have a philosophy in what you teach? Do you kind of stick with, we've heard, you've seen the George Gankuses, you've seen, different various swing instructors on social media kind of being the forefront here. Do you have kind of a philosophy that you go by, or is it kind of independent to what each person that you're seeing change in terms of how you teach the game?
Each PGA Pro should have a swing philosophy. And I kind of had it evolved over time, but I think again the foundation remains for me to be the same. I'm kind of a blend of what's kind of been moving around the golf realm as far as teaching is concerned in the last 5-10 years. As far as like the dynamic motion of using the ground and really trying to create leverage as much as possible. And it still stems from the traditional swing. I mean, I grew up watching Jack Nicklaus a little bit and Arnold Palmer. I remember watching Nicklaus win the '86 Masters, and those swings still stand the test of time, and there's still pieces evolved in that are apparent in golfers now. I mean, so I'm giving you guys along with an answer to your question, but I find it's just I have a style that kind of has blended stuff that works in the past that kind of evolves into more of a biomechanic, more of an ergonomic motion. A lot of my members I deal with don't have the best range of motion and mobility, so we kind of have to adapt.
Of course,
right?
of
So
course.
I'm all about taking whatever the student has, analyzing those assets and at least putting it into the context of having foundational pieces that I mentioned that stand the test of time in the past and what the players of today are doing. Definitely big on fitness for sure.
Gotcha.
You got to have the ability to want to like understand how your body works, if you want to get the most out of it.
Sure,
on the golf
sure.
course. Yeah, for sure.
Of course. So going back to, you're talking about swings and everything.
Mhm.
What's your thought on Bryson and Matthew's Wolff swing?
I mean,
So we have those unique swings that you see
Yeah,
on
you're
tour.
talking about unique swings. So,
Yeah.
and we know those are two big pros that are they have very unique.
you gotta
very
love
swings.
it.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love it. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm a fan of it. I mean, it's the quest for speed, the quest for distance.
So you wouldn't say you shy away from like the big Bryson saying like he wants to, get up to 130, 35, 40 miles per hour.
You
60.
know, more power to him.
Sure,
You know, and
sure.
I love it. It's great for the game. I mean, I would love to watch him hit it 500. I mean, I would love to
Dude,
see
that'd be
that.
great.
I would love to
Right.
see what scores he could shoot. Right.
Right.
I'm a fan of the game, so that's all good to me. And if a player asks me, I want to hit it like Bryson, I think I have a little bit of an inkling of what goes on in that. I'm not going to say I know everything about the
Sure.
golf swing, but in my experiences,
Right.
I can give the student an idea of what it takes to do that.
Mhm.
But in all honesty and reality, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of training. I mean, it's remarkable how fast they can swing that golf club. And then to your notion, why I feel fitness is big is I have students that'll say, I want to hit the ball so far, and then like one of the first questions I ask is like, do you work out or go to the gym?
Sure,
And
right.
And of course, that question, that goal is immediately kind of answered right there.
Right.
Mhm.
Or I'll
Great
say,
point.
how many golf balls do you hit?
Right,
How often do you
right.
practice, right? So then, I mean, the hardest thing is swinging it at 130 miles an hour, right? Your
Right.
body has to break
Sure.
and
Mhm.
slow down that 130 miles an hour. And that's,
Gotcha.
and that's what usually happens to people is they can swing it, they surely can swing it fast,
Sure.
Mhm.
but their body won't know how to break and withstand it. And I talk about being biomechanically efficient with your
Right.
motion and being ergonomic to your body, on the finish portion. I mean, I think that's the secret to longevity, and I think, Tiger realized that early with his leg, how he would used to snap the leg, and he had to have a bunch of knee replacements.
Right,
Right.
So I think it's an evolution of your swing through the time that your body goes through and the phases that you're in. I mean, we can only work with what we have, but if
Right.
you're willing to work on it, okay,
Right.
I always feel there's a way. for
Sure.
Sure. Definitely.
RG, are there any notable players that you've coached? Maybe not necessarily that's made it to tour, or maybe that you would say, to watch out for in your day?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll say this,
Not yet.
not yet.
Sure.
I mean, there's been quite a few like really really awesome juniors that have come
Sure.
through my program that
Mhm.
that played collegiate golf, D1 collegiate golf,
Oh, wow.
strong
Oh,
collegiate
wow.
golf. Not necessarily making it a full big impact on tour yet. I
Right,
mean,
right.
Not yet, at least. But eventually, probably they would.
Yeah,
They kept up at it.
One of the gals who used to come through as a fourth grader, third, fourth, and fifth grade, Aaliyah, she used to play for USC. I think she's playing a few LPG events right
Oh,
now.
wow, wonderful.
Oh, nice.
I mean, she lived in Orange County, came through some of the programs, great family. I mean, couldn't be more happy for her. And we wish her the best. I think she works out of the course in Orange County with Bobby Laskin. So good hands, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
The PGA community, we're all kind of like this group that really cares about, growing the game. The bottom line is
Sure.
getting more people to play
Getting
games.
more people
Right.
to play.
So whether or not they're working with, this pro over here, this pro over here, as long as they're working with a pro and
Right,
they're playing
right.
the game, I think that's the bottom line. And I think that it comes to the point where, depending on where you get your player and the transitioning or the point of where they're at with their goal setting with
Right.
the game,
Mhm.
Right.
I think that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, not yet, soon to come. I mean, again, I get more kick of helping the average golfer break 100 or break 90 for the first time.
Sure, sure.
you know, it'd be nice to get a player on tour, but I'm not putting any pressure.
You're not putting any pressure on anybody?
On any of my students. That's enough pressure.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Minus your students that you've coached, who do you think we should be looking out for as the next big name that's going to be on tour, or that is on tour already? But who do you think is like somebody that's up and coming that can make that'll make a big splash and be a known name? I'm not necessarily saying the next Tiger or something, but I'm just talking about just somebody that we would normally talk about, like how we talk about Wolff, how we talk about DeChambeau and everything. Who do you personally think is a name we should look out for?
Yeah, you know, well, you know, some of the rookies on tour, the men's tour that come to mind is Zalatoris. I mean, Will definitely just been
talked about him a few.
Yep.
Just looking at a golfer who has all the pieces. I mean, I think he already showed he can play in the big events. I mean, he has the length. Now they have to just learn about, you know, the mental piece of putting it together. Right?
And he's not a big guy by any means. I mean, he's not nowhere in terms of the shape or body form as a Bryson or a Brooks Koepka.
No,
but
and I think even one of the other guys from Europe is even longer. I forget, but his swing speed's really high. Is it Marco Niemann or something like that?
Neiman is the last name. Yeah.
Fast golf swing. I mean,
and a very, you know, he, again, not a big stature dude. So
no, and when you look at their swing too, I mean, they have full shoulder turn, but the club's not really getting past parallel too much. So
right.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy how they could, you know, generate all that speed and stabilize it. You know, and you know, hit it 3+. Right. So I think Bryson is kind of in front, but there's already so many kids that are in the 18 and 20-year-old range that are hitting it over 320 right now. That, you know, he's really carving a path, but I think those two guys right there, Will and the European for sure, is going to do really well for sure.
I think Joaquin Neiman, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Joaquin Neiman is his name. Yeah, another person to watch out for on the tour.
You know, I wish there was some LPGA players. I love watching the gals play.
Sure, there we go.
You know, there's the gal from Celine, right? From Just Won. Didn't she just win the LPGA event? She has a really good swing. I don't think not too long. I think Boutier's
been a long time name on the board.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you know, to bring it a little bit into the Filipino culture. Yuka Sasso won the major at Olympic Club earlier this year.
Right. Another great swing. Right?
Another great swing. And again, it's you know, and talk a little bit about. You just mentioned there, you know, you have these guys that are, you know, very compact swings. You know, it may even be a 3/4 swing. You got a Tony Finau kind of situation where you're not having to go past parallel, where that golf club is not going so far behind you, right?
Yeah.
Do you accredit that to kind of the technique, or do you also accredit that to the equipment that's available out there now? And you've been a long time pro and seen the equipment evolve. So do you think that's kind of both, or is that more so technique or more so equipment? What's your thoughts on that?
I think a lot of the length probably has to be a little bit to the side of better technology too.
Sure.
I mean, club heads are way better. The shafts, I mean, they probably have, you know, teams upon teams of people working on shafts.
Right. A lot of R&D.
Right.
And going into all of that.
And then they really narrowed down, you know, the power weaknesses or the power losses of the golf swing. Right. Everybody's staying more connected. Connected is a big word in golf instruction. And, and
heard that a lot.
Everybody's trying to take out, like, you know, arm lift if we can, and just really working on turning more. You know, because once that path is dialed in, then you can work on the speed, and that's when you can start throwing a med ball and really start working on learning the sequence to get everything better and faster on that note too. But you know, that's what's neat about seeing, you know, people with short turns, short shoulder turn, or short arm swing, big
Right.
shoulder turn,
Right.
in their motion, and really explosive through the golf ball. I think that's, that, and actually it's actually pretty more ergonomic, and that allows you to break a little bit more by, you know, shortening up that arm swing,
Mhm.
and then you can work your body kind of as hard as you can. so to
Right,
speak.
right.
But yeah, I have a lot of golfers that just kind of want to take it back, nice and, you know, syrupy, and just kind of swing it through, nice and lazy, like, you know, Fred Couples, right?
Right,
And there's
right.
nothing wrong with that either, you know. So you can still have that dynamic piece with a long, lazy swing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess some final questions here. Your favorite golf course that you've played?
You know, not such a big list. You know, I'm only kind of I've only played out of state, maybe like 3 out of 3 states. So like
You could be in state.
In-state, you know,
Yeah.
locals.
Local, any
well,
of them.
for sure, I'm always down for a round at Old Ranch Country Club.
Plug in where you work,
It's-
exactly.
Of course, why not?
It is in great shape, and it's always unique for sure. You know, to be honest, Brian, I'm always down to play whatever the boys go play. You
Right.
know, I've found that you know, I'm in this game because it's not so much I need to chase, you know, playing all these different courses. I
Sure.
like just
Mhm.
hanging out with the bros.
Sure.
Of course.
And the gals that want to go play 9 holes or 18 and hang out after. And I think it's all about the times that you share. I mean, but to answer that question, the local courses for sure. Yeah, Eldo is one of the top favorites. Haven't played there in a while.
Which they play one of the courses they play the Long Beach Open,
Eldorado
right?
Park,
Eldorado
yeah.
Park Golf Course, right?
A little local favorite here in Long Beach.
Okay.
All-time favorite is in New Jersey, Plainfield Country Club. You know, and I got to talk about this because it was a road trip that you helped set up.
Yeah.
We both happened to be in the East Coast at the same time, and
Right.
you bugged me about setting up a round at Plainfield, and I was like, I didn't even know what the big book was about, and then
Right.
to find out it was a top 50 course, and
Right.
it was worth every ounce of having to reach out and
Right,
call in
right.
and ask them if
Nice.
we can play, and
Right.
you know, through the nice privilege of having the SCPGA connection,
Right,
we were
right.
able to talk to a nice pro and get on out there. So,
Right. So just to touch on that a little bit, I mean, I think, you know, what RG is kind of mentioning is, you know, me and RG, we used to previously work together when he was with TGR Foundation a couple years back. And we had a work trip. We made a trip out to the great state of New Jersey. Him being a PGA professional is able to make those connections a little bit easier than somebody that has no connections in the PGA world. But RG was able to connect to somebody out there. So shout out to Plainfield Country Club. I believe they played the Amateur President's Cup, and they played the DBC, which is the Deutsche Bank Championship, there a couple years ago. So it's a tour-proven course, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. It's one of the purest courses I've ever played, RG, in regards to seeing something to the stature of what the tour status plays. And I think me and you have said this too, where, you know, I've never been to Augusta. I know you have as a PGA pro.
Nice.
You know, he's been able to see the Masters. Me neither. We have not had that.
Watch it on TV.
Watch it on
On
TV.
TV,
But
that's about it.
you told me, which was interesting, was this, you know, Plainfield gave a run for its money next to Augusta in terms of pristine condition playability.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
Oh wow.
Without a doubt.
Wow.
I mean, I think you and I are lucky because we've gotten to see PGA Tour events, right?
Right.
At Riv and even in Maryland, right? You went to a few of those at Congressional.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to go to Augusta, the Masters Tournament 2015, so I got to see the fairway and the course and
Right.
the layout. Didn't get to play there, but was on the property. But Plainfield Country Club, without a doubt, was
One of the
at
top.
tour level.
Yeah, yeah.
From the day that we went out and played.
Right.
And I don't even think it was a major tournament. I
No,
think it was
no.
just like great.
That's just how
timing
it
of
was.
the weather,
Right.
yeah, how they
Mhm.
normally keep
How
it.
they normally keep it. Nice.
You know, greens were rolling at least over 11, 12.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. And shout out to our caddies. I forget our guys' names,
And
but
and the caddies
Caddies are
even mentioned
A1.
that that's how it is
all the time. Right.
Wow.
It was, Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen, I do have an old video, youtube.com/tinkergolfman, where me and RG played that golf course.
Yeah.
And then the next trip we took was out at New York, out in Long Island, and played Bethpage Black, where that course really ate us up.
Well, again, by far, one of the best memories I have about golf to date is that trip we did out there to those two courses.
Right.
I think we even played a third course.
We did, yeah,
out
yeah,
there during that trip, that
Yeah.
business trip. that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
tagged on
yeah.
for a couple days.
And shout out to
Great.
our friend Scott in New York. Scott's out there. He was able to get us a wonderful tea time when we played Bethpage Black, and I know he's always watching and keeping up with us. So shout out to Scott. But I think he was one of the guys that got us on, because it's hard to get a tea time out.
You can't get on Bethpage.
Yeah, you can't get out of Bethpage
wow.
without knowing somebody. Yeah,
having a resident card.
Right.
even.
right. And I guess our last question.
We usually like to end the segments with something I like to call words of wisdom, right? So, what is a saying or phrase you'd like to tell people or that you live by? Just something personal. Doesn't have to be golf related. Just something you'd like to just tell and say, like just in life in general.
Yeah, it's a good question. And being it, not so much that I work with kids a lot, but now with adults too, and a lot of teens for that matter. I'm teaching
Right.
a lot of high school golf right now because high school golf's in season.
Season,
Oh yeah,
yes,
true
it
that.
is.
True
Women's
that.
golf team's going off right now. The men's are going off, so there's a lot of high school requests right now. And
Mhm.
I come often to a teaching moment.
Mm.
Okay.
And there's one thing that I kind of like to pass on is typically with the young ones, right? It's all you really have in this life is your words.
Okay.
Right? Your words kind of really can dictate your relationships with people, right?
Sure,
If you're
sure.
honest, your words mean a lot, right?
Right.
And you
Mhm.
got to stand to what you say or even put out
Sure.
in this world. So one of those things is just always stuck with me. That's just kind of be a person of your words, right?
Right,
If
right.
you can live by that, then I think a lot of good things happen. But I also want to leave you with a parting one that my pops used to always tell me is he'd say Roman, there's three types of people out there.
Mm.
He said there's people that watch things happen.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's people that make things happen,
Okay.
and then there's people that say, "What happened?"
Okay.
Right.
That was my little.
No, for
Hey,
sure.
As a
Hey, this-
joke, but
Yeah.
I tell
No,
this
it
to
doesn't-
kids sometimes. And
Right.
I say, "What type of person are you?"
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
And if you're somebody that's willing to make something happen, I think golf's the perfect game for you.
Right, right.
I think this is one of the only games you can really don't have to be good at to enjoy.
Right.
Most definitely.
And it's and all the people you ever meet in golf could be potentially friends for a lifetime.
Oh,
There you go.
Definitely.
So I have nothing but thanks and praise for this game of golf. I mean, I was so lucky to just be on the pathway of. I was literally working at a golf course while I was going to school at
Right,
Long Beach.
right.
Went over to Long Beach State and just never knew I was going to be a golf pro. I would never have believed you if you asked me that I was going to be
There you
teaching
go.
this
I think,
game.
yeah, I mean-
But
It kind of just sprung on you that you could make a profession out of it.
yeah, I mean, it just opened up that the TGR was having a place where they were
Right.
going to run a golf program, and
Right.
I had just kind of wet my feet in teaching golf, and
Mm-hmm.
had an opportunity.
Nice.
Was ready for the opportunity, and
And
now
you
we're
took it.
just
You took it and went off with it, huh?
now we're in a place where we get to play golf a lot more, and we've got this club going.
Right.
Trying to get people down to play and have more fun, dude. That's
Right.
what it's all about.
Right.
Right.
Well, that concludes our interview. Unless Ela, you had any?
No, I
last
think
question?
we're
Okay.
good. I got a lot of information out of them. Learned a lot of
Right.
things.
Well, yeah, guys, that concludes our interview with our great friend Roman Gonzales, PGA Professional out of Old Ranch Country Club, formerly Tiger Woods Foundation, TGR Foundation. But Roman, if anybody wants to reach out to you, would you say reach out to Old Ranch Country Club, look for your name out there, and any major golf questions, then you could reach out to Roman. If you want to see some better swings than me, but beautiful golf courses, take a look at the golf channel on the youtube.com/TinkerGolfman. And thank you again, Roman, for your time.
Thank you
Hopefully we'll see you guys. Roman's always a regular at one of the Sandy Park Club events. So if you don't see him, you'll probably see him at a Sandy Park Club event taking your money.
Gotta be on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Gotta be on a Sunday.
I know. He plays on Sunday because he's teaching one of you guys on a Saturday. But yes, thank you guys for watching this episode. And again, sandyparkclub.com for the latest information.
Right,
Join our newsletter via sandyparkclub.com. Check out the new merchandise.
Cop the merch.
And support the channel by purchasing something so that we make great content for you guys. Thank you for John for coming by and being part of the podcast. We hope to see you more often. And yeah, that ends our podcast for this episode, boys. Do you guys have any last comments before we close it out?
Nah, I think that's it.
No. Okay, cool. So I think our slogan for Sandy Park Club is #Never Golf Alone. So again, if you want to come join one of our tournaments or join by supporting and copying the merch, check us out, sandyparkclub.com. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.